Okay, just a short video. I haven't posted anything for quite some time, let alone a video, so I thought I'd have a go at this. This is something I've been poking away at for a while, and it is a total experiment. What I did was, I'll zoom in close in a second so you can see it better. What I did was I took a board that I had, which had some stuff on it. It had things like tissue paper. Hang on, Mr. Gershwin's getting a little bit loud in the background here. Let me just turn it down a notch. There we go. I love that piece of music, but it's a bit loud. Anyway, you can kind of see it. It ended up, there was a lot of textured stuff on it, and I didn't know what to do with it, so I just covered it all up and threw a coat of acrylic paint on it that was kind of a light blue sort of thing. And then I started drawing on it with markers, which are right here. Different types of markers. There's some typical Prismacolor ones. There's some paint markers. Some of them are Sharpies, and then some of them are these, I don't know how you pronounce that. What is that called? Pibo or Piabo or some such thing. People who read better than me can probably tell you exactly what that is. But they're kind of a paint marker, I think, is what they are. And then there's a few other odds and ends in here and different things. So basically, I just attacked it with that and started trying to pick out shapes and forms based on some of the textures that I could see. So some of this I'm really happy with. Some of it I think came out really, really nice. Some of it, it's still a work in progress, but you can see, or I can see anyway, I can see the potential of what it can be. And I think I'm onto something here. It took me, not surprisingly, quite a long time to do this, because this is quite thick. This thing is about 3 feet across and about 2 feet down. But I just worked the shapes that I could already find in the canvas board, and then see if I could pull something out of it and turn it into something. So some of the effects are kind of cool. So I guess technically it's kind of a mixed media sort of thing, because there is a layer of acrylic paint underneath, but primarily it's all markers. So I think now that I've figured out the basic process of it, this is something I'm going to do again, but planned a little more. Let's see if I can get in a little bit close. See what my cheap phone does. My lighting's not great out here. As you can see, that light street, that's just the light coming in through the window. Curtains don't quite block it as well as I'd like. But so like I said, some of this area down here in particular I think came out okay. It's got some depth to it and some really good texture and things. And some of the pieces are okay. Some have some interesting shapes and some bit of life to them, but some of them didn't quite come out as well as I was hoping for. But this is the first day I've been able to get back out here, because it's Canada. We have winter. And not only do we have winter, but we have cold, and it's been very cold the last few days. Today, I don't know if you can see that or not, it's a balmy +5 in here, +5 degrees Celsius with my heater going, which is comfortable for me. I don't mind the cold. It makes some materials harder to work with than others. The markers seem to be able to handle the cold without too much trouble. So anyway, and the other thing, this was kind of inspired by a little, I don't know if I can move this light here, we can see this a bit better. Better or worse? Not much better. There was a little sketch I found that was done by Arthur Lismer, and I think he did it in the 1920s or 30s. In one of the books I've got, one of my many books, my gigantic library over here of just junk. And that's where the ideas for some of the shapes came from, and I just sort of molded it from there. So it does have a three-dimensional quality. You can actually feel a lot of this stuff when it's dry. You can run your hands over it, and you can feel the shapes. They almost come right off the board. So for that, I'm quite pleased with it. But for now, it's just an experiment. It'll get tweaked a little bit more and touched up here and there. If I can put a better photograph of it at some point, I will. And that's it for today. I think I'm going inside. My feet are getting cold, so I'm pretty much done for the day. Thanks for watching.